in my adult life, I would come here, back here in my car, and cry. Con lớn lên ở cái nơi ngay đây thì hồi xưa nói chung có đó thì cô là giờ nó đỡ hơn hồi xưa nữa. Hồi xưa nó còn ghê hơn nữa.
Tí thôi, hồi xưa đỡ ghê.
Hồi xưa nó ghê hơn nhưng mà giờ nhưng mà giờ nó đỡ hơn. Everybody, it's me, Kyle, and today I want to show you guys and Joe where I'm from. Starting with this unit behind me. It's a part of a fourplex, and my family, when we first moved to America, lived here. 12 people in one 2-bedroom apartment. Let's check this area out. This complex here, my family lived in here, and then eventually a few years later, my mom and dad couldn't stand living so crowded anymore. We actually moved to the 4th house, and because my parents couldn't afford the rent, we had to rent one of the rooms out to a bunch of crazy characters, like all sorts of interesting people lived with us. I think I could even write a movie. Yeah, my mom used to plant all sorts of things here. Like, everything looks smaller now that I'm bigger, but I think I have a picture of me standing right in here. My mom used to plant like different plants and flowers and even peanuts here at one time. And yeah, it's so different. I wonder if any of the neighbors still live here. But yeah, I used to live right here. Let me check the door if the door still has the. I think it might be the same door, like these metal doors here. Do you see how there's like some kind of paint runoff right there? It was white, and my parents didn't like the idea that it was white, and then the landlord just kind of like hired somebody to take a black brush and just painted them, like a roller, and just painted them. That's why they're all kind of like, you know, weird like that, because of that purpose. Yeah. And yeah, this was our garage right here. This one. This is our garage. This garage got broken into many times, and back here, wow, this area. My mom used to plant stuff right here, and this used to be the washing machine. This is where we wash clothes right here, and now it's not here anymore. It's just locked up. My family planted this guava tree. There's a picture of my dad standing next to it. Wow. Maybe that papaya is ours too, because I know my mom used to love that stuff. My God, look at this. Wow. I used to play here. I used to play in this alley right here. Before, when we were young, it didn't have a sound wall like this, and the city put it up later. But I remember when we first moved in, it was just like a metal fence, and it was so loud. I remember that. And my room was in the back room right here, my parents' room, and I didn't even have my own room until much later. And because the big room, we would rent it out to people, right? Because again, my parents couldn't afford to get their own place. And I think these fences are new. Don't remember them. But the sound wall really helped. And we used to play handball along here. Man. Cars were broken in, stereos were stolen. To this very day, my dad still locks the steering wheel with that because he lived here and he lived in fear here. And when I was about 10, I almost got caught in an assassination, in a shooting. You know, there were a lot of Vietnamese gangs here in the 90s, and our neighbor, somebody tried to kill him, and I came home late that day. I never go out, you know, when I was that young, but I came home late, and it was like maybe midnight or something, and I went upstairs and to get a shower. My mom came in right away, banging on the door, screaming, and I always run this through my mind. If I was just late, maybe 10 more minutes, 20 more minutes, whatever, I could have been caught in this. And there were bullet holes through the metal doors. And I don't know if they changed it or not. We can go back and take a look. And my cousin, you know, who lived in the first unit, almost got shot because bullets came through. And the fourth unit was okay, but still, you know, it's just those things like that. And there was actually a car that was lit on fire here. And I think that was the final point where my parents finally decided that we couldn't live in this area anymore. Chào. Không, ở cái này con đang cho bạn con coi cái nơi này là hồi xưa lúc mà gia đình con qua Mỹ á, là con ở đây nè. Cô ở đâu?
Cô ở mãi bên kia kìa.
Mãi bên kia là hả? Ok. Yeah, cái này là cái
khu này giờ dơ lắm. Con gái cô nó mướn ở đây nè. Cô mướn cho con gái cô ở đây nè, ở cái vùng số 1 đó. Mới vào mới con cô mới dọn qua thì trời ơi cô mất hết cả 2 tuần lễ trời mà cô sắm quần thì cô làm cô đi đất.
Phải dọn dẹp luôn cái bồn tắm rồi chắc cái dơ không?
Ghê.
Con nhớ không? Con nhớ mà con nhớ
Cô nhớ ghê lắm, cái khu nhà này ghê lắm.
Yeah.
Cái băng ở bên cái khu bên này này.
Yeah.
Thì quay qua đây này cũng thanh toán đi ăn cướp á. Ăn cướp của rồi bắn nhau hả, bắn chết người luôn. Cô đến đây cô nghe người ta xưa chắc còn nhỏ đẹp trai lắm ha.
Nói chung hồi nhỏ đẹp trai hơn giờ.
Bây giờ lớn lên thì sao hả? Nó đẹp trai thiệt chứ hồi nhỏ xí đẹp trai ghê á.
Hồi nhỏ đẹp trai hơn chứ giờ không biết cái gì xảy ra đúng không?
Small đẹp, very nice.
Yeah. There used to be a path right here, and then there a fence right here. There used to be a fence right here, and ở đây là người ta làm tình với ngay đây nè.
Where do they have a fence?
Yeah, well they took down the fence right here, and then ngay cái dải này là bao cao su không. Tons of condoms right here, and you can. And I'm like, oh cái gì đây, right? And then thấy giống như tưởng là người ta cắt cái glove, cái bao tay, right? Rồi cái thấy cái gì màu trắng trắng này bóc lên cái này cái gì đây? Yeah. Không có xỏ tay. Yeah, I didn't know right here. And I'm riding the bicycle right here, right in this area làm lại. And then right here cái hàng rào ở đây. Nhưng mà lúc mà ban đêm á, trong cái đây là tối lắm, thì người ta có thể họ làm tình ngay đây. Yeah, right here. Yeah. That's my childhood. That's my childhood. Nó khác giờ đúng không? Rồi chào cô nha. Đi vòng.
Bye hay con.
Yeah. I think I stepped on poop.
Yep, you did.
So we were filming and we just ran into some random lady, and a lot of the stories, a lot of the things came back to me, and I just feel very emotional right now. I did just step on some poop, and I came from here. And I appreciate my parents a lot because they went through a lot living with all their relatives like that. They had one car that they had to share between 4 different people. I have so far to go, financially, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, all these things. But I'm still in awe and shock that I came from here. And all right, chào cô nha. Chào cô. Ok.
Yeah,
chào cô.
Bye con. Đây con. Cưng thiệt đấy, tôi thấy mới thấy nó thấy cưng thiệt đấy.
Yeah. My dad, I remember in elementary school, he used to work the night shift, and he would drive really, really fast just to get home in time to drive me to school because he didn't want me to walk. And I remember I used to watch Pokemon in the mornings before school. It used to be on like at 7:30 or something like that on UPN 13 for those of you from SoCal. And then I remember in kindergarten where I barely spoke English. My dad would come in and open up the milk carton for me. And of course he didn't really know how to open up his own milk carton, so he did it wrong. He opened up the whole thing. And for years and years and years, that's what I did. I opened up the milk carton the full way. You're supposed to open up one corner, right? One side of it. But no, thinking back, I really appreciate my dad. I don't know how this works. What do I do now? Okay, here we go. Whoa. You really smell it. But it's working. It's a genius idea. Good as new. If you told me that we would be washing dog poop from my shoes when Joe was in America, I never thought that would be the case when I met her in Berlin. It's just talking about the past like this. I can't imagine just a few years ago openly sharing this kind of painful past that I have. growing up, I was so ashamed and embarrassed about where I lived. I never had any friends come over. I always try to hide the fact that I lived in an apartment and my parents couldn't afford a house. I was deeply, deeply ashamed of that. And now it humbles me. And I'm sharing this now, hopefully so some of you can understand me a little bit better, but also as a reminder and just kind of appreciating the fact how my life has been. Because somebody like me who started off in that neighborhood likely would never get the chance to see almost 50 countries. And for that, I'm forever grateful. And largely it's because of you guys watching and encouraging me and inspiring me to create more content. And I also want to inspire and motivate you guys too. If you're in a similar predicament or situation, just know that it's temporary. And if you work hard, hopefully you can overcome it. And I still have a long ways to go. Financially, mentally, spiritually. I have a lot of growing up to do still. But just knowing that I came from there and here I am now, I just can't imagine it. And in my recent adult life, I would drive by there and to that neighborhood in that alley and just sit in the car and cry and just wonder, like, how did I overcome this? And it's thanks to my parents and it's thanks to time, because time does erase everything. And thank you for watching this video and getting to know me better. And just stay tuned for more content from California as Joe and I make our way south along the coast. I've been Kyle, and Joe is behind the camera. Thank you for coming, by the way, all this way.
Can I show it?
Yeah, you can show your thumb. Yeah.
Can you see it?
Yeah, you can see the thumb.